Hello, everybody, and welcome along to Football Commentary Live with the Premier League and Championship taking a break due to the international break. You might be thinking that we won't be bringing you any club football this weekend, but don't worry, we will still be bringing you football of some kind, and we're bringing you coverage from League Two. And what a huge game we are going to bring you as well, as fourth place Forest Green take on fifth place Bolton, as both sides are competing for promotion. Forest Green are currently on course for a place in the third tier for the first time in their entire history, and are looking to continue that momentum by beating the Trotters this afternoon. Forest Green's opponents, Bolton, after a very slow start to the season, are finally showing this division what all the hype was at the beginning of the season, and have put an impressive run together, which has seen them go 12 matches unbeaten and has propelled them from the bottom half of the table to the playoffs and to within 2 points. Sees them go level on points with their opponents today, and a win will leapfrog them. Well, before we obviously preview this game today, of course, there was sad news from the world of football this week. Former Bolton Wanderers midfielder Frank Worthington sadly passed away at the age of 72 after a long illness. He spent 2 years at Bolton Wanderers from 1977 to 1979, helping the club to the old second division title in his first season, and was top scorer in the Football League First Division in the 1978-79 season, and was also capped 8 times for England. Of course, the most famous goal that he scored surfaced on social media this week with him chipping it over the defender's head and scoring. He really was a fantastic player. Thoughts to his family and friends at this difficult time. And also a special mention to Barrow midfielder Lewis Hardcastle, who has been forced to retire from professional football at the age of 22. He's been diagnosed with a genetic heart condition brought on by lots of hard exercise at a young age, and of course risks a cardiac arrest should he have carried on, and of course has taken it on doctored advice. We wish him well for the future post-football. But to the here and the now, as we look ahead to this afternoon's clash at the Innocent New Lawn, to bring you this game, we have 2 commentators in position of Nicholas Jones and Russ Vernon. First of all, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning, Matt. I'm good, thank you. How are you, Nicholas? You okay?
Yeah, morning, Russ and Matt.
Morning to the pair of you. I'm very, very good. Thank you, Russ, for asking me. Let's go to you first, Nicholas. Huge game at the top of the division, as I said. Fourth plays fifth. And going into this afternoon's round of matches, should a win happen for one of these two sides, they will go into the automatic promotion places. Do you see this being a good encounter on paper, or do you see it being quite a tight affair, with this game meaning so much as we head down towards the business end of the season, Nicholas?
I feel it being a very close one, Matt. Like you say, both teams need to win if they want to go into the automatic promotion places. But bear in mind that with this being a lunchtime match, other results later on in the afternoon will affect this position.
Yes, absolutely right. I mean, Tranmere, Cambridge and Cheltenham are the top 3. Tranmere 2 points clear of Forest Green and Bolton going into this round of matches, with all 3 of those sides, Tranmere, Forest Green and Bolton, playing 36 games. Russ, Forest Green, of course, managed by Mark Cooper, has been at the helm since 2016. They're a side who've rapidly progressed under his leadership, of course. They did reach the playoffs in League Two back in the 18-19 season. What sort of threat do you think they will pose this afternoon? And what sort of players individually do you think have the ability to win the game for the West Country side this afternoon?
Well, from what I've seen of him so far this season, Matt, and I've seen quite a bit on the highlights programmes, and not seen many games live, obviously, because I don't get to see many League Two games live. But from what I've seen and from what people have said to me, Jamil Matt, it seems to be a threat up top. If they can get the ball into him and provide the service for him, he could be a good threat for them. He's doing well so far this season. 15 goals in 37 games this season already for Forest Green, and he's also got three assists as well. So seems to be a good player in and around the penalty area. But looking to add to that tally today, there's got a few other big players in there who can cause a few problems. But I think the main one for me will be Jamil Matt. Obviously, Isaac Hutchinson on the bench today on loan from Derby. Looking to try and impress Wayne Rooney ahead of next season. If he gets on today, I think Wayne Rooney will be watching this from afar to see how his play does. If he does come on and see if he's got a future going forward at Derby.
Obviously, Nicholas, Bolton Wanderers had a real slow start to the campaign. Many expected them to be sort of walking this division, but it's almost was a case in the first couple of months of the season. They were sleepwalking, in fact. They were slow to get out, but of course, everybody knew that Ian Evatt had a real tough job on his hands. He basically didn't have to rebuild a team. He had to rebuild a football club after their relegation from League One last year. There was a lot of talk he was going to get the sack, but he showed that, a bit of faith shown in him by the owners and the board upstairs can do wonders. And he hasn't looked back since with this 12-match unbeaten run. And it's a good example, isn't it, that with football being very knee-jerk these days, sticking by your manager and having a belief in the project that he's working on can pay dividends, can't it?
That's absolutely correct. Ian Evatt has acquitted himself very well to life in league football. And like you say, the team had a bit of a slow start at the beginning of the season, but throughout the last few months or so, they've really turned themselves around. And now look where they are, in with a chance of either the playoffs or automatic promotion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ian Evatt, of course, was one of the hottest managers in English football. Of course, it's his first ever season managing in the EFL. He certainly would have learned a lot about himself as both a coach and as a person, which of course has seen Bolton go from the bottom 6 of the division to the top 6 within the space of just a few months. Just goes to show how mad football can be. Ross, I went to you about Forest Green in terms of how they play and their danger men. Where do you see the threat line for Bolton and what makes them tick more than anything else?
I think if you look, Matt, in the last week, the Walsall 2-1 good win, because Walsall are a very good side in League Two this season. But if you look at the signs that they've made, Kieran Lee, ex-Sheffield Wednesday, so he knows how to get out of this division and play in higher leagues. So we wanted to try and help him move up the leagues into the Championship, where he's played for Sheffield Wednesday before. Owen Doyle has found his goal-scoring boots this season as well. He seems to be performing well there, Owen Doyle, so far this season. 15 goals for him as well in 35 games in all competitions this season. So I think if he can perform well again today, it could be a real life let up front. And they've got players in and around who can cause problems as well. Delphin also can cause a few problems as well. So quite a few players in there who I've been impressed with when I've seen Bolton this season on the highlights or in matches that we've actually got to see.
Well, yeah, that's where the threat lies with Bolton. Of course, Russ Vernon is our co-commentator for this afternoon's game. Both these sides in the last decade have had a real contrast, haven't they? Forest Green, of course, around about this time, were took over by Dale Vince, of course, who's plugged so much money into this West Country club. They've gone from struggling in the top division of non-league football to being within the top 3 of League Two, and of course are fighting hard for a place in the 3rd tier. Bolton, of course, 10 years ago were in the Premier League, and of course were sitting very much 5 divisions above Forest Green. But now, of course, this season they start as equals, and it's a level playing field of actually Forest Green above their opponents going into today's match. So whilst Bolton have died with death on more than one occasion in terms of nearly going out of business, Forest Green have just grown from strength to strength. Gentlemen, I know we don't like to give predictions because we don't want to be so badly wrong sometimes, but of course it's the nature of the beast. I've got to do it. Starting with you, Nicholas, how do you see the game going over the 90 minutes plus?
Seeing as both clubs are in with a chance of either playoffs or automatic promotion, it could go either way. Although Forest Green did recently draw against Mansfield on Tuesday, and they haven't. But Bolton, like you say, they have really serious form. They've won 10 out of their last 12, drawing only in 2. So in terms of that, I'd probably say Bolton could be the strongest side.
What will the score be? Do you reckon Bolton win, or do you think Forest Green will get a positive result at home?
Well, both clubs are quite gritty and determined to do it. So I reckon it could either be a draw or it could go either way.
Well, that was Nicholas Jones's predictions. Russ, have you got a nailed on winner in your mind, or do you think it'll be very much a game where you've got to sit on the fence?
Well, to be honest, I think Bolton could edge it from the performances that they've put in. Like Nicholas said, they've won the last 3, unbeaten in the last 6, winning 5 of those, drawing 1, which the draw was away to Bradford City. So I think if they continue to play like they have done in recent weeks, I think Bolton will just edge it with a 2-1 victory like they won against Walsall last time out.
Well, that was the prediction from Russ Vernon. Remember, we have got more live coverage for you on Football Commentary Live tomorrow. Join me as England under-21s face Portugal under-21s in the European Championships in Slovenia. Portugal won their opening game 1-0. England lost their opening game 1-0 to Switzerland. Can AD Buford side bounce back? I will now head over to our 2 match commentators for this huge table-topping clash in League 2. First of all, good afternoon to Russ Vernon. And first of all, it's over to Nicholas Jones, who will describe the action in the first half of the Innocent New Law.
Thanks, Matt. Like you said, a real clash in League 2 between 2 sides vying for promotion. They're all now beginning to line up in the centre of the Innocent New Lawn Stadium. And now take a look at the teams. Mark Cooper's Forest Green starts with the same 4-3-3 with a 4-3-3 formation. Chris Stokes, the captain, coincidentally, actually played youth football for Bolton back in the day and even took the team to the 08-09 FA Youth Cup quarter-finals. Ian Abbott's side are a staggered 4-4-1-1. And George Thomason replaces Lloyd Isgrove, who is on the bench. And one change from Forest Green Rovers, Jordan Moore-Taylor replaces Nicky Cadden from the last match against Mansfield. They're all psyching themselves up now. And Jamil Matz, Forest Green's top scorer this season with 16 goals. And Russ Vernon, this is going to be a tight one, as we said in the pre-match roundup.
It is, Nicholas. I'm looking at Ricardo Santos done well so far for Bolton in the defence. So I think he can, if he has another good job in defence, it could be a very tight game. I think Bolton will just edge the game, like I said, Nicholas. Do the kick-off, so I think Bolton will just edge it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the action unfolds.
Okay, all the teams are now having a discussion, getting in a huddle, talking last-minute tactics and whatever. But also present in the stands and with the team, but though not on the field, is the actual Bolton captain, Anthony Sarcevic, who is recovering from a torn hamstring in a match against Port Vale last month. All the teams now getting ready to kick off the game, and it will be Bolton who will kick off the match. Forest Green Rovers wearing their zebra-striped green and black shirts, and Bolton wearing the customary whites. Our referee today is David Rock. It's his 7th League 2 match this season, and we are underway here at the Innocent New Lawn Stadium between Forest Green Rovers and Bolton Wanderers. Bolton in early possession with the ball, and it's now gone to Declan John, although Forest Green are quick to intercept. And it's an early throw into Dominic Bernard for Forest Green. Nicely intercepted by the Forest Green Rovers players, and now it's Jamil Matt streaking up the pitch, and he passes to Odin Bailey. Now, what can he do? Cross forward, but intercepted by the Bolton defenders. And it's now gone back out to the Bolton goalkeeper, Matt Gilks. And now on to Chris Stokes, very experienced EFL player in terms of promotion, actually helped Coventry City promote from League Two to League One, as well as winning the EFL trophy. And an incident already between two players, and it was Jamil Matt who collided with Nathan Delfonso, I think it was. And already now the physio gone onto the pitch to have a look at Jamil Matt. I think he might have hurt his leg by the looks of it.
He's looking like Matt. He's looking there, Nicholas, like his hand, and I think it was Williams who he collided with there. Jamil Matt. Both. I think he, depending how he goes on here, I'm just watching it again on this number 5. The Santos challenged him, and then Williams came in and caught him on the arm there, and his fingers seemed to swell up a little bit when he just went into him when clearing the ball. The free kick has gone to Bolton here, but it looks like he's having to be stretched off here, Jamil Matt, so it could be looks like we're going to have an early change for Forest Green Rovers in the opening 2 minutes of this game.
It was MJ Williams. You were right, Russ. And if that is the case for Jamil Matt, that could be a very serious problem for the FGR forwards, because like I said earlier, he is the top scorer. And if the injury is a lot more serious than we think it is, then that could have serious implications for FGR's promotion push.
Yes, you are there, Mark Cooper, just having a word with Wilson on the touchline, see about the tactics and how they're going to shape up. It'll be interesting to see who comes on and Bailey's coming across to get a bit of fluids and a bit of tactics on board from the squad. It looks like it's going to be number 23 coming on for Forest Green Rovers in the early stages for Jamil Matt, and be a big blow for Forest Green to lose Jamil Matt this early on, with Davison set to take his place.
Yeah, that's right. Will Davison might be looking to take his place. The Charlton loanee spent first half of the season at Woking, and now everyone is, and now all the medics are having a look at Jamil Matt as things looking to whether he'll be structured off. Whatever the case, we wish him well, and everyone is having serious discussions as to what this whole thing could be, and it looks as if they are indeed getting ready to put him onto the stretcher. And like you said, Russ, this is a real blow. Mark Cooper not looking too pleased about this whole situation, but he has to make tactical decisions just like any other manager.
It does, yes. It'd be interesting to see which way around it goes. He looks like he's going to be getting a bit of oxygen here, Jamil Matt, to help with the pain, which seems to be quite a bit of a problem for him at the moment. Taking a bit of time to get him on the stretcher because I don't want to aggravate the injury too much, and help him, and then just lift him gently onto the stretcher now. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes here, Nicholas, see how this game unfolds.
Jamil Matt, very experienced striker, very experienced forward with the likes of Blackpool, Grimsby Town and Newport County. So, the fourth official has indicated that there will be a substitution by holding out the substitutes boards. Will it be Will Davison? Will it be Josh Davison? We will just have to wait and see for the time being. Williams looks on as to just to check to see if Jamil Matt is indeed all right. I don't think he went into him deliberately.
Neither do I, Matt. Neither do I, to be fair. There, Nick. I think it was just an accidental thinking more of them coming together there, really. And I think if you look at it, I think it'd be a destroy that he's injured him. I think as he gets just off him and give him a pat or go across see if he's okay. Just take him across the field. The players coming across to him now, I think. He's now just going off.
Players and spectators are now giving him a round of applause as he is being led away. And there is Josh Davison, who will be taking Matt's place. He certainly looks ready enough to get onto the pitch. But because of what has happened to Matt, there is now the game has now been delayed for approximately 4 minutes. And yes, indeed, Josh Davison will come on for Jamil. Matt sprints onto the pitch as we get ready for play to resume. And it's going to be Bolton who take the free kick from this side. Already caught by Gethin Jones. Now straight to Forest Green, but cleared away from the defending area. Headed by Santos, but it didn't go where he wanted.
Yeah, I think they've got a foul against Santos there. Climbed over his man to get the ball, and Forest Green Rovers have got a free kick now in the opening 7 minutes of this game. Like I said, we've been suffering about 4 minutes due to the injury. All our best wishes go to Jamil Matt, and hopefully he's okay to continue in the comeback in the not so near future.
Almost a close one inside the penalty area, but the referee has called a free kick by the looks of it. It looked like Aaron Collins had the ball momentarily, but we shall just have to wait and see. Anyway, it was the Bolton defence who cleared it away. Now it is Baptiste, but straight forward to the Bolton forwards. Now back with Forest Green. That was Allen, who's now sent it forward to Bernard. Now Whitehouse, but quick. And Whitehouse has brought down Oladapo Afolayan. Wonder what you make of this one, Russ.
Yes, I was watching it actually there, Nicholas. Afolayan was getting away from him there. I think he's a cynical foul. I think he's lucky not to get a book in there, to be honest with you.
Yes, absolutely. But it's Forest Green now back in possession. This is Wilson. Wilson now, and it's still with FGR. Cleared away by the goalkeeper Lewis Thomas. Moore Taylor crosses the ball forward to Wilson, but the ball has gone out for a throw-in. And it will be Bailey Cargill to retake the throw-in. Special mention for Jordan Moore Taylor, back in the game after recovering from a broken arm. So good to see him back.
It is good to see him back, Nicholas. Hopefully, he has a good performance today.
Certainly, and the throw-in was taken, but it was cleared away by the Bolton defenders. Another cross, but cleared away by the Bolton defenders again. The defenders are really in decent form today, aren't they?
They are, yes, and that was Santos who got the cross cleared again there, Nicholas.
Collins almost had the ball, but it looks like it's been sent out for a corner. 9 minutes in. FGR 0, Bolton 0.
I've actually given a goal kick there, Nicholas. He looked like he ricocheted back off of the Forest Green player down in that corner there as he tried to put the ball back into the penalty area. It looked like he ricocheted out and he was going out for a goal kick.
Afolayan under pressure from Bernard, but well held by the Bolton number 30. Baptiste passes back to the goalkeeper Jilks. Now Santos. What can he do? Passes to Delfonso, but back to Santos. Crosses it to Alex Baptiste. And back to Gilks. Gilks passes to another defender. I think that was Williams. Now Delfonso. Forest Green just seem to be swarming around the defenders, and it looks like a Bolton player has been brought down. Couldn't see who it was.
It was Kieran Lee who was brought down there. Nicholas, clear foul by Whitehouse there. Lee was about to get past him and he knew what he was doing and just pulled him back, as you see on this. As we see now, just pulled him back, knew what he was doing. No booking though for him, because he was a covering defender. So it was just a free kick.
Disputes going on there over what happened when the ball went out for a throw-in. But no throw-in from what I could see. Ball's now back in play, and it is Declan John. Now Afolayan to Jones. Now George Thomason, who, as I mentioned earlier, in for Lloyd Isgrove, who is on the bench, and there is an offside. Offside's been given.
No, it's been given it's going to have for a throw. Nicholas the ball will go down to play over on that far side there. But like I said, Ian Everett has done well for Bolton this season. I think he's doing well in his first managerial stint in the Football League. So we should see how well if he'll be able to continue his good form as a manager going forward for Bolton, and maybe try and get them promoted to League One and then maybe League Two.
Collins
looked
to grab the ball back, but was cut out by the defence.
Yes, good defending there again from Bolton. Like I said, Nicholas, previously at the start, Bolton have defended resolutely in that few games, and that's why I think they'll win again today. I think they'll win 2-1 again. I think they'll concede again, but I think they'll come
out for a throw-in again. Sorry, Russ, but Owen Doyle was closing in on the goal.
Yeah, he's started well, Owen Doyle, today.
Throw-in again to Forest Green Rovers. Neatly headed away, now caught by the Bolton midfield. Now this is Delfonso, but quickly taken away by an FGR midfielder. And a foul again, but this time it is... couldn't see who it was, but no cards given. Bolton have won the most points since January the 30th. And now here's Whitehouse. More Taylor. Nice interception from the Bolton defence. Again, we keep on eulogising about them. And almost caught there by the FGR number 5, Chris Stokes, the captain. This is Stokes. Now, Odin Bailey. Bernard. Back to Thomas. That was more Taylor. Back to Thomas again. This is Stokes. Passing back forwards. They're all looks like they're doing this just to gain time that they need.
Yeah, it looks as though they're trying to keep a bit of possession, try and work an opening rather than try and force it, which a lot of the clubs up the pyramid, up the divisions, try and force the way through. And Forest Green seem to be looking to try and create the space themselves to get far beyond Bolton, and then Bolton are going to try and do the same against Forest Green today.
Looking to take it away from Afolayan and Whitehouse. Sorry, Russ, but it's still going on out here. And it is out for another throw-in, this time to Bolton, and it looks like Gethin Jones will take the throw. Alex Baptiste, most interceptions for Bolton in League Two this season. Throw-in taken, headed by Moore Taylor. Whitehouse looks to take it away from Doyle, and Doyle nearly came close to scoring by the looks of it.
Yes, the ball just ran away from him in the end. Nicholson went out for a goal kick to Forest Green Rovers, but good pressure from Owen Doyle again, and that was another good pressure there by Bolton up high up the field, and it was just forced Forest Green to put out for a throw-in.
Indeed, 50, nearly 16 minutes gone. FGR 0, Bolton 0. Bolton back in possession. This is Santos. Now Jones. Back to Santos again. Now Baptiste. Santos. Back to Baptiste. No, sorry, Santos. This is Declan John, and a foul on Kieran Lee. It looked to be Dominic Bernard, but is this worthy of a card, Russ?
I'm not sure if it's worthy of a card, Nicholas. I think he was just a bit late, but I think the referee got away with just a free kick and probably his final warning, because he's only done that 2 or 3 times on Bolton players down the Forest Green's right.
Looks like he has, and this is a cross from Gethin Jones, but it was intercepted by Lewis Thomas. Great goalkeeping.
Yes, if you look at this cross here, Nicholas, fantastic cross, but I think he's a bit too near the goalkeeper. But if you look at Stokes there, the captain for Forest Green, he came across and made sure none of the Bolton players behind him could get across and put Thomas under a bit of pressure there.
Alan, now Bailey. Odin Bailey passes to Kane Wilson. But Bolton back in possession. Passing from Thomason to MJ Williams. This is Declan John again. Now Baptiste. "18 minutes gone. Still level pegging between Forest Green and Bolton. And all the players are wearing black armbands in tribute to the passing of Frank Worthington earlier this week. Now it looks like Forest Green might have a chance, but saved by Jilks.
Yes, and it was Wilson with the fantastic run down the left then, Nicholas, after Bolton stupidly gave the ball away there by the number 25, Thomason, and Wilson picked up and ran straight forward and forced Jilks into a fantastic stop there.
But it doesn't look like it's over yet. As Stokes passes back to Thomas. And there could be another chance for FGR, but caught by Jilks again. Bolton defenders trying to look for a way to pass it up the field. John, and now here comes Aaron Collins, but cleared away by one of the Bolton defenders. Great defending. And FGR still in control of the ball. This is Chris Stokes, now Bernard, now Whitehouse. Allen, but things are getting a bit rough and ruddy, and Josh Davison brought down by Santos.
Yeah, clear foul there from Santos again, coming through the back. I think he may get the last chance on for a foul like that. Otherwise, I think the next challenge he may have to go into the book.
He'll have to watch it. Certainly, because he is at risk of suspension. Now Aaron Collins, but that is way out of where he intended it to. Way out of where he intended it to be. Baptiste. John. Now Baptiste again, although Odin Bailey was looking interested. Now Delfonso back to the defence. Baptiste running forward. Passes to John. Looks to find someone to cross it to, but he's going for it now. And John passes to Kieran Lee. Lee sends it back to Thomason. He was looking for someone to cross, but it was cut out by the FGR defence. But it was Afolayan who took advantage. Wilson on Jones, but the ball is going out for a throw-in again. Both teams now look to be getting closer to scoring by the looks of things now, Russ.
Yeah, both teams are creating chances now, Nicholas, which is what we like to see. We like to see an end-to-end game, and that's what we are seeing today.
Certainly. Throw-in taken by Bolton. Almost caught by Kieran Doyle, but cleared away by the defence. Oh no, sorry, Owen Doyle. Beg your pardon. Here is John. Now Afolayan. Baptiste. Afolayan again. Caught by Cargill, but now back in possession for Bolton. This is Jones again. Headed away by the FGR defence. Now back to Thomason. Thomason to Jones. Now Thomason again. Well caught by Santos. Santos pushing forward, but the ball's only gone back to Jilks. Williams. Crosses it forward. And it looks like Jones almost intercepted, but brings down Kane Wilson. What do you make of that?
I think he's just a goal kick. I think after the ball had already gone out, that's when he caught him, so I can't really see anything to be given as a free kick there. But for me, I'd say it's just a goal kick which the referee gave.
Looks like it's already been taken, and the ball still openly in possession, but it's now Santos for Bolt. Back to Santos. Williams had it momentarily. Baptiste. Jilks. Baptiste again. Now John. Great interception from Dominic Bernard, but it's gone out for a throw-in again. And Kane Wilson walks around. He's just wondering what's going on. And now here's Whitehouse. Allen looks for Collins, but intercepted by Santos. Back to Jill.
Yes, I think that was a poor ball. I think there was a poor ball through there in the end, but just ran through to the goalkeeper. I think he tried to pick out Collins, but just put a bit too much on the ball.
Afolayan. Now Bailey. Back to Stokes I think. This is Thomason. Williams. Afolayan. Afolayan passes to Williams. Collins looks for it, but Bolton still in possession. Almost caught by Whitehouse. Afolayan again. But the ball's now gone to Declan John. Declan John looking for an opening to cross. Thomason. Afolayan. Now Williams. Jones. Jones. Oh, nice save by Lewis Thomas. I think Jones has been the closest to scoring so far in this game. No, beg your pardon, it was Thomason.
Yeah, good effort there from Thomason from range, forcing the keeper into Thomas into making a good save there, but Bolton seem to be getting closer now.
They certainly do seem to be, although Forest Green have had opportunities of their own. But like you say, Bolton are getting closer. Collins. Straight to Stokes. Now back. Yes, it was. Yes, it was Stokes. Stokes to Bernard. Bernard now. Now Whitehouse. Allen. FGR still in possession. 26 minutes gone. FGR 0, Bolton 0. Now Eric Bernard. A couple of players raising their hands for something. Look like offside, but what do you think? And a foul quickly on Declan, on Kieran Lee. It's all happening right now, isn't it?
Yes, it was by Kieran Lee there on Odin Bailey, and the First Green have took the free kick quickly.
They certainly have, but Collins looked like he was going to get close, but one of the defenders intercepted the ball.
Santos
Kieran Lee tying up his shoelaces.
Sorry,
Russ.
It was Santos who intercepted and knocked it back to Gilks, who kicked out for a throw there, but good interception from Santos.
Indeed, yes. Bolt, FGR, still in possession. Bernard, Stokes. Now back to Bernard again. Whitehouse. Superb cross from Bailey Cargill. Straight to Josh Davison, although Santos cut him out. I think he's trying to redeem himself after the foul he committed earlier. Throw into Bolton now. Good throw, but quickly intercepted by FGR, although Williams was quick to send it out for another throw-in. 28 minutes gone. Forest Green 0, Bolton 0. Moore Taylor throws the ball to a teammate. Throw-in taken by Forest Green. Good header from the Bolton defence. Moore Taylor. Now back to Moore Taylor again. Moore Taylor looking for Stokes, but Thomas caught it. Now back to Stokes. Oh, that was poor defending by Stokes. Oh, Owen Doyle almost had it, but ball still in possession now. Moore Taylor. Now passing through to, looks to be like Kane Wilson. Wilson. Caught by Gilks. Baptiste. Now back to Baptiste. Gilks. Baptiste, although they should watch out because Collins now has the ball and caught by Gilks. Gilks, but this isn't over yet. Baptiste. Williams. Bailey was looking to intercept, but Bolton still in possession. Superb cross by Baptiste, but it's gone out for a throw.
Good idea there from Baptiste. Nicholas, I thought he was trying to pick out a teammate over on that far side. A good ball across, but I think he put a bit too much on that ball.
Yes, but what were the Bolton defenders doing earlier on when Aaron Collins looked like he had a chance?
Yeah, I think they must have fell asleep for a moment, but they soon woke up when they saw him running towards them.
Thomason nearly sent it into the net.
Nicholas, he went to counter though because Owen Doyle was involved in the build-up for that effort from Thomason, and he was in an offside position, and he knocked it into the path of Thomason, so he went to counter if that had gone in.
Right, you are. Mark Cooper zipping his coat up, trying to keep himself out against the cold. He's clearly saying something regarding tactics. Luke Thomas to send the ball away, as it was clearly a goal kick. Collins with the ball now. Allen. But FGR still in possession. Whitehouse. Wilson, it looked to be one of the players involved. Kieran Lee having a discussion with David Rock, the referee.
Nicholas, so far, I don't know what you think, but I think David Rock's refereed this brilliantly so far. They've challenged his score early on, not fleshing his cards out too early in the game. He's letting the game flow a bit. I think he's having a good game so far, the referee.
25 so far he's managed he's refereed this season.
Yeah, I think he's having a good game
free
today,
kick to FGR right now. But cut out by the Bolton defenders. Williams, but it's not over yet. FGR back in possession again. That was Vernon. Back to Allen. This is Stokes. Stokes was looking for someone or other, but cut out by the Bolton defenders.
Yeah, good defending there by Baptiste again, Nicholas, to try and cause a few problems. But it was Cargill who put the ball in looking for Stokes rather than Stokes putting the ball in. But it was a good, dangerous cross into the penalty area there.
But it's out for a corner now. Can Forest Green break through the defence this time with this? Sent in by... And it looks like it was still kept out. It didn't go in, but Gilks managed to catch the ball easily.
Yes, and look at this. Stokes nipped off around the back, won his header, but the player the number 17 for Forest Green Rovers couldn't go on end of that as he tried to go on end of that. There was Odin Bailey couldn't go on end to try and turn it goalwards, but he stepped in the end.
Certainly did. Still 0-0 after 33 minutes. Afolayan. Williams. Afolayan again. Back to Williams. Afolayan. Afolayan. Baptiste. Afolayan again. Now back to Williams, although Davison was lurking around menacingly. Collins looks to take the ball, which he has. Collins looks for Davison. Can Collins bring it through to Davison? Davison with the ball, brought down in the penalty area, but excellent defending from Bolton. This isn't over. Bernard looking for Bernard looks to try and get the ball, but still kept out. That looked like that was almost the closest FGR have been to scoring. Now here's Allen. Now Cargill, but it looks like Allen was brought down this time. And was it that man again, Santos?
Just looking at that penalty instant where you mentioned it being a penalty. No penalty for me, Nicholas. He lost the ball and the ball just ran away from him.
It looked like it was definitely the ball being intercepted, but very unlucky for FGR not to score at this stage of the game. We're only 10 minutes away from half time in normal play, although there will be likely additional time added for the injury to Jamil Matt. Anyway,
yes, if you saw that incident again, he just fell over there as he couldn't keep the possession there. So no penalty a few moments to go from Forest Green, in my opinion.
Okay, now Jordan Moore-Taylor back to Luke Thomas. Meltmore Taylor. Lewis Thomas. Keep getting my names mixed up. FGR back in possession once again. Here's Bernard, but out for a throw-in to Bolton. As I mentioned, Josh Davison signed on loan from Charlton in January. Mark Cooper watches on. And the throw-in has been taken, and FGR still in possession. That was Moore Taylor passing to Thomas. Lewis Thomas sends the ball forward. And it looked almost like Josh Davison had it, but play has been stopped for something or other. Couldn't quite see what the infringement was. But Bolton get things going again. This is Baptiste. Crossing forward now to one of the forwards by the looks of it. Now George Thomason. Declan John on loan from Swansea. Now here is Aaron Collins. Looks straight for Davison. Davison has it. Cargill. Now Allen sends the ball out for a throw-in.
Yeah, poor pass there from Allen. I think he tried to pick out his man on the wing there, Wilson, but he was just behind Wilson in the end, and he should have looked where he was first before playing that ball. He played it blindly. We are looking where he was.
Yeah, it looked like he did. Free kick retake, throw-in retake, and now it's out for another throw-in. Ian Everett actually caught the ball this time, but as we said earlier, he's leading his side really well. Now the throw-in was taken by Jones, but it's gone out for another throw-in, and that's it, and that's all within a minute. Throw-in taken again by Bolton. Delfonso looks for Doyle and scores! Owen Doyle scores the first goal for Bolton in the match after 38 minutes. Top scorer for the Trotters. That is his 16th this season. I'm almost out of breath just eulogising about this, but what a score from Owen Doyle.
Yes, it was a good play from Doyle. He was involved in the build-up, knocked the ball out wide, and you can see Doyle making that run, no one picking him up. Stokes should have come out to him a bit quicker, and if you watch it from this angle, Lee knocked the ball out wide to Lee right inside. Ball in from Delfonso, and he couldn't pick. Stokes couldn't get there quick enough to put him under a bit of pressure, and Doyle, fantastic goal with his right foot hitting it across the goal on the half volley as he bounces before him into the back of the net, and Bolton lead on 39 minutes. Like I said, 16th goal of the season, going well for Bolton. Bolton 1-0 up. I did say they would win 2-1.
Which coincidentally was their score against Walsall last week. Anyway, ball out again for another throw-in. Bolton look like they're starting to break through the FGR cracks. Widen the cracks. That's the better expression. Anyway, another throw into Forest Green. If they are to move up to the automatic promotions, they really need to up their game now. Whitehouse. Stokes. Back to Whitehouse again. Whitehouse searches for Bailey, who is found. Odin Bailey was cut out by Oladapo Afolayan.
Yes, it's a corner. Odin Bailey did well down the right-hand side to gain that position for the cross. But Afolayan got back well to knock the ball out for a corner, which is coming up now, 40 minutes on the clock. Still 1-0 Bolton.
FGR's second corner of the match. Can they make it Can they do better than they did last time? No, is the answer. As Bolton made good defence throughout the corner, and it went out for another throw-in. Throw-in taken. Now Wilson. Back to Wilson again. It looked like Cargill who had the throw-in, but again, it's gone out for another throw-in. Throw-in taken by Cargill. Collins crosses forwards, but saved by Gilks. He couldn't have scored from that angle, surely.
No, I think if he hadn't gone in, I think you'd be looking for there was a cross there. I don't think he would have meant that if Flair had gone in, Nicholas. Do you think he would have meant it if Flair had gone in? Because for me, I don't think he would have done.
Kieran Lee now. Back to Kieran Lee, bypassing from MJ Williams. And ball's gone out for another throw-in. Vernon to take it. Stokes. Ooh, almost caught by one of the FGR forwards, but intercepted by the defence. Now here's Bernard again. Ooh, Bailey almost had it ball, but slipped up on a bit of grass. And Afolayan is brought down. Couldn't quite see who it was. It looked like Bailey, but what do you reckon?
Yes, I think he was a foul there by Bailey. He was about to get past him, had to fetch him down and to stop him from going on the run there. I think if he hadn't stopped him, would have got past him and could have been on another attack.
Lucky not to get booked. Baptiste crosses. But the ball is out for a goal kick. Everyone's getting ready for what will happen after the goal kick. Less than 2 minutes till half time in normal time period, with Bolton Wanderers leading Forest Green Rovers away 1-0. Sent away by Thomas. Cleared forward by the Bolton defence. Now back to Thomas again. Moore Taylor. Jordan Moore Taylor for Forest Green Rovers. He was looking for somebody in the team, but it was intercepted by Bolton. Now here's Doyle. Lee. Kieran Lee holding on, but intercepted by the defenders. Now back to Afolayan. Afolayan almost had the ball, and it's gone out for another throw-in.
He's given offside there, Nicholas, on the near side against Afolayan. I think he just came back from an offside position to get involved on the act there. If you just see, for me, this is the goal again. If you just watch the movement of Owen Doyle, you can see him running in, and Stokes slow to get out to him. He should have done better there, Stokes. Because if you look here, you can see Doyle in plenty of space. He's slow to get out, Stokes, but fantastic goal by Owen Doyle. And I think, Nicholas, if you look throughout the time when we get there, there could be at least 4, maybe 5 minutes for the stoppage when Jamil Ma went down injured.
Right, you are. We will confirm when we get it. Cargill now to take the throw-in for FGR. Ball is throw-in taken. Williams crosses it up the pitch, but is intercepted by Stokes. Back to Thomas. Stokes. We are now into the 45th minute of normal time. Doyle. Intercepted by Thomas, now Stokes, and there will be an additional period of 5 minutes. Cleared away by Santos, headed back to the FGR. midfield. Santos. He seems to be behaving rather well now after his foul earlier. But a free kick is being taken now by FGR, and it will be Aaron Collins to take the free kick. Can FGR pull something out of the bag?
I'm wondering if he's going to go for goalie, or whether he's going to try and play it into Odin Bailey, or even cross it towards Davison.
Well, he crossed to Davison just as you spoke, Russ, but the Bolton defence cleared it out again. The defenders are doing really well for Bolton in the game. And look, I'm just having a look at the stats for the first half possession. Bolton have 10% more than Bolton, 55% to 45. But it looked like another throw-in was quickly dealt with there. What must be going on through Mark Cooper's mind right now? Afolayan. Williams. Back to Santos. Baptiste. John. Declan John. Now Baptiste again. Gilks. Santos. Thomason. Santos again. Collins looks menacing, but Santos was able to hold on to it. Williams intercepted by Collins. Can he cross foot? Allen. Looked like Whitehouse almost had a peek at this as well, but play still goes on. Lee. Passes to Doyle. Owen Doyle. And more Taylor brought down, but ref says play on. John. Oh, that looked to be so close, and that nearly sent Bolton 2 up.
Yes, if you just look here again, Doyle does exceptionally well to win a ball. Lee does brilliantly to find John. Nice 1-2 in there. And then he just, at the last minute when he was about to shoot, he sliced it and he went wide. He should have done a bit better there, Declan John. But I think he'll know that as well. He'll know that he needs to do better in that position.
Goal kick taken by Lewis Thomas. Whitehouse. Bailey. Now Josh Davison, but cleared away by the Bolton defence. Chris Stokes. Back to Thomas. 2 minutes left in this additional period of added on time. Allen. Cargill. Back to Allen again. FGR still in possession. Wilson. Kane Wilson. Kane Wilson keeping the ball in possession for the Green and Black Army. Now Aaron Collins. Aaron Collins was looking for Davison, but in any case, the ball did not go in. Let's have a look at that again.
Yes, if you can see it here again, Nicholas, I don't think he was looking for Davison, actually. I think he was saw the keeper jokes off his line a little bit there and tried going for goal there, in my opinion. He looked as saw jokes off line and was trying to go for that top corner.
Whatever the case, it didn't pay off, and Forest Green still trail Bolton by a goal to nil, and the half-time whistle has been blown. It is the end of the first half here at the Innocent New Lawn. Both teams came into the match with the weight of expectation on their shoulders, but it's currently Bolton who have managed to get out in front. At the end of the first half, Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 0. No, sorry. At the end of the first half, Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1.
Well, as you said, it is, Nicholas, it is Forest Green 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. Owen Doyle's volley, his 16th of the season, is the difference at the break in this promotion clash in England's fourth tier. Of course, Owen Doyle, as everybody knows, had an absolute storming season last year as he helped Swindon to the League Two title with 26 goals in 34 before the season was obviously cut short. Of course, he decided to make the move to Bolton. Eyebrows were raised. But, of course, it has been a very good move for all parties involved. And, of course, his goal scoring is once again on show in League Two. And it's possible that he could help Bolton to promotion back to League One and a second one in a row for him out of League Two. And as it stands, Bolton are going into third place on 63 points. Remember, they could be there for only a couple of hours, of course. Tranmere, the side who could go into third should the results stay like this, entertaining Mansfield this afternoon in League Two at Prenton Park. Elsewhere in League Two this afternoon, Exeter take on Salford in what's Gary Bowyer's first game in charge of Salford. That game kicks off at 1 o'clock, so I'll give you updates of that at the end of this game. And of course, I'll be hoping that Nicholas can do the same during the second half of Bolton versus Forest Green. Morecambe entertained Cheltenham. That's a very big game. Morecambe, a surprise package in the division. They're going well under Derek Adams' take on Cheltenham's Michael Duff's Cheltenham, who are top of the table. Crawley entertained Port Vale, who of course are looking to make further clearance from the bottom two under Darryl Clark. Stevenage entertained Barrow. Stevenage going well in League Two at the moment. They take on a Barrow side who have won 4 of their last 5 games. Leyton Orient take on Oldham at the Matchroom Stadium. And Carlisle entertain Cambridge. Carlisle have really hit a rocky patch in 2021. Cambridge in the top 3 under Mark Bonner. They're hoping that they can continue their push for promotion. League One, of course, is also taking place. We had a game last night. Remember, Oxford beat Lincoln by 2-1. Anthony Ford and Matty Taylor scored for Oxford. They came from behind as Anthony Scully gave Lincoln a 4th-minute lead that's put a dent in Lincoln's promotion hopes, which now sees them in 4th place and could really see them well adrift of Peterborough, Hull and Sunderland. Of course, Peterborough have a game in hand and Sunderland have a couple of games in hand as well. Speaking of Hull, they're at home to Gillingham this afternoon. The side who have won 5 of their last 6 games take on a Gillingham side who have the potential to beat anybody in League One on their day. Blackpool going well under Neil Critchley. They take on Plymouth, a side who are not really that strong away, but are better at home. But of course, they'll be looking to change that today with a win at Bloomfield Road. Wigan take on Ipswich as Paul Cook goes back to the DW Stadium for the first time since leaving back in July. MK Dons entertain Doncaster. Peterborough are up against Accrington Stanley at the at London Road. Wimbledon take on Northampton, a massive relegation 6-pointer. Wimbledon currently sitting 23rd in the table. Northampton just outside the bottom 4 by 2 points ahead of Bristol Rovers, who take on Sunderland this afternoon as Lee Johnson returns to Bristol for the first time since his sacking as Bristol City boss. Rovers' arch rivals, remember. And Shrewsbury take on Ports of Steve Cottrell, of course, who is back on the mend after suffering COVID pneumonia, is still in recovery, and he'll be hoping that his Shrewsbury side can down Danny Cowley and Portsmouth this afternoon. Remember, tomorrow we'll be bringing you live coverage of the England under-21s match against Portugal from the European Championships in Ljubljana. England lost their first game to Switzerland 1-0, whilst Portugal were victors against Croatia in their opening encounter. Portugal know with a win, they will be through to the knockout stages in late May and June. Of course, there is international football as well to come later on this evening. World Cup qualifiers. In terms of the home nations, Republic of Ireland up against Luxembourg, as Stephen Kenny's still yet to win as Ireland manager since taking over from Mick McCarthy. Serbia take on Portugal. Of course, that is from the same group there. Slovakia up against Malta. Czech Republic, England's opponents in Euro 2020, will take on Belgium, a side that England know a lot about playing over the last few years. Norway entertain Turkey. Netherlands, who of course suffered a shock losing to Turkey on Wednesday, take on Latvia. Croatia against Cyprus, another one of England's opponents at Euro 2021. Belarus are up against Estonia at 5. Russia take on Slovenia at 2 p.m, as do Montenegro against Gibraltar. It's now time to bring back Nick and Russ, who I hope are feeling a bit more hydrated after that first half, which did struggle to get going at times due to the injury to Jamil Matt. Just going to bring in Nicholas again. Nicholas, obviously the injury to Jamil Matt, it did sort of, to me, look like it did affect Forest Green a little bit with him going off. Do you think he's been a bit of a big miss in that first 45 minutes?
He appears to have been a big miss throughout the first 45 minutes. I just hope we all hope that he heals. That he heals well enough to keep playing for the rest of the season, but that could have severe implications for FGR throughout the rest of the season. If indeed he is unable to play for the rest of the season, that could really affect their promotion push.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, Russ Vernon alluded to it rightly on commentary. We hope that it's not a serious injury and that Jamil Matt is back playing for Forest Green Rovers soon. Russ, in terms of Bolton, let's just talk about the goal for obviously the people who were just sort of tuning in now and obviously haven't been keeping an eye on the game as such. It was a really well taken finish by Owen Doyle, but how much credit does Nathan Delfonso deserve for setting up the chance for Owen Doyle?
He does deserve a lot of credit, because if you saw him looking, he was in and around the area as the ball came to him on that right hand side, and he saw Owen Doyle make a lane run into the penalty area. Well, on the flip side, man, you've got to look at Chris Stokes. He could have come out a bit quicker to him. He stood off him, waited him, and couldn't get back across to him. Couldn't get out to him quick enough to stop him from scoring. So you've got to say it was poor defending from the Forest Green captain, but take nothing away from Owen Doyle and Nathan Delfonso. Good bit of play between them both. Good running off the ball from Owen Doyle to get into that space to fire in, and Owen Doyle did well to fire a term on the looked like an off volley to me, volley, whichever one it was. But Delfonso did well to see him make that lay run and know where he wanted the ball to be to find a finish like he did.
Absolutely. I mean, it has been a game as well in that first half where both sides have shown glimpses of what they can do, but ultimately the difference has come down to that real good bit of quality from Delfonso, who set the chance up for Owen Doyle. What have you made of the first half in terms of a contest, Nicholas? Because as I sort of alluded to, it has been, very nip and tuck. You can see why both these sides are, within the top 7 of the division in terms of how they play. They have cancelled each other out to an extent, and both, as I've said as well, have kind of shown glimpses of what they can do. Is that a fair assumption? Do you think maybe, both teams have a little bit more to give going forward in the next 45 minutes?
I would say both teams do have a chance to bring themselves forward in the next 45 minutes, but Bolton will have a bit more confidence given that they scored the goal in the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, they are going to, as it stands, go 13 unbeaten and continue their unbeaten run, which has been absolutely fantastic given where they were just a few months ago in League Two. And of course, at the moment, they will be going into third place, what the last automatic spot, and will be sitting behind Cambridge and Cheltenham, who've been near enough up there since the season began. Russ, I mean, the very interesting thing about that first half was, from a Bolton perspective, one person I thought really stood out in particular was the young Oladipo Afolayan, and he's kind of playing in an unusual position. He's a striker by trade, is Afolayan, but he's almost been occupying a position on the left-hand side. He's almost, been sitting quite deep, receiving the ball from the defence. What have you made of his performance? Because he's, as I sort of was thinking, come on loan to Bolton, had to learn a new position, You know, when you do go on loan from a Premier League club, you learn so much about lower league football. And, you know, the way football is, there's a lot of versatility going about. How do you think he's fared in a role that, you know, pretty much you feel still fairly new to him?
I think he's done well today, mate. If you look at his positioning, he's done well to get in positions to cross the ball. As you say, he's a striker by trade, but he is learning on the job and to playing that other position out wide in case a bit further down the line in his career, a lot of managers play him out wide, so he's learning that, and I think he's so far too he's done well. I think in previous games as well, from what I've seen on the like I said on the highlights, he's done well in that position as well. So I think since he's been playing in that role, he's done well. And today, you've seen him try and cause a few problems down the left. He's cutting inside as well to cause a few problems also. So I think he's doing well today.
He is doing well. Let's just hope he can keep it up for the second half. Remember, you can follow our social media pages. You can go to Twitter. Our handle is @CommentaryLive1, capital C and then a capital L for that, all one word. Follow us there. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook. Simply go to facebook.com/FootcomLive to be part of that. Of course, you can have the pleasure of being involved in the discussion pre-match, during the match, half-time, full-time. Of course, from what you are seeing. But of course, second half is edging ever closer to resuming. And we will be heading back to Nicholas and Russ very, very shortly for the second half. Just a quick word again with you, Russ. What do you think Forest Green need to do for the second half? Do you think maybe Mark Cooper will give it a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, and then make a change? Or do you think maybe he will, keep patience with this side? Because, I mean, they've got good talent on the bench. I mean, they've already been forced to make a change in Josh Davison coming on for Jamil Matt. They've got Jaden Richardson, Scott Wagstaff, Isaac Hutchinson, Young, Udoka, Godwin, Malafi, and Luke McGee on the bench. Do you think he will be tempted to make a change very, very quickly, or do you think he will just sort of press pause on that thought if things aren't going well?
Well, if you look at the play from Forest Green, they have actually played quite well. It's just the end product for them in really and causing him to find a goal from it at the moment. So I think if he continues either playing, he'll probably give it a bit more. So he won't want to make all three changes very early on and then and then think get another injury and be down to 10 men. So I think he may make another change around about the 60th minute mark if things aren't going right. I think a feature on Scott Wagstaff, Jaden Richardson, Isaac Hutchinson off of the bench will be one of those three to create things, or even two of those to try and create things. But if you look at the other side of it with Bolton, I think they'll be quite happy with the performance that all the players have put in today. I don't think Ian Everett will be going to his bench just yet. If you look at that, I think if a bit further down the line he wants to rest a few players out of the games that have got coming up. We'll be in East next week to play Good Friday, and then on the Monday as well, which Bolton are doing. He may decide to rest a few players for Good Friday's match at home to Colchester. So, a bit further down the line, you may see the likes of Lloyd Eastgrove, Sean Miller, Harry Brockbank coming on to, or even Marcus Mason coming on to rest a few of the key players who are starting today, like Owen Doyle, Nelson Delfonso, Kieran Lee, and even Declan John at times.
It's now about time that we head to the second half from the game at the Innocent New Lawn. It's time to head back to our two commentators, Russ Vernon and Nicholas James.
Bolton have the edge right now with that 1-0 goal at the end of after that 1-0 goal in the first half. Can Forest Green make it level pegging and indeed overhaul them, or can Bolton stand their ground? We shall see. And currently in the other match going on, it is still 0-0 between Exeter City and Salford City. Exeter needing a big haul of points if they themselves want to stay in contention for the playoff promotions. Currently 4 points down on Newport County. But back in the here and now, the Bolton players are warming themselves up, as are the FGR players. Doesn't look to be any signs of half-time substitutes for either side. Russ, did you find any?
No, I can't seem to see any changes either. It looks like both managers are kept with the same players that was on in the first half. Davison, only the change from the Forest Green side, which started, he came on in the first half for Jamil Matt, like we've said during the first half and the half time. Hope Jamil Matt gets well soon and back out playing again soon.
Underway at the second half. Hutchinson now. Bernard. Kane Wilson. Oh, looks like Declan John was tugging on his shirt. But nothing warranting a foul. Here's Bernard. Bernard throws to Whitehouse. Cleared away by the Bolton defenders. Can they retain their excellent form from the first half and carry it forward into the second half? Throw in for Bolton, straight to Aaron Collins, who came very close to scoring in the first half, if you remember, but out for a throw-in again. This time, Eric Bernard will take the throw. Which he does to Kane Wilson. Kane Wilson under pressure from Afolayan, who's been brought down by Taylor Allen, by the looks of things. What do you make of that, Russ?
Yes, Nicholas, I think he's a definite free kick. No book in there either, but just a free kick. And I think the referee's done well to keep his cards in his pockets for fouls like that this afternoon, because if there were fouls like that going off in the Premier League or Championship or even League One, you'd see some referees blow and give bookings for fouls like that have been happening today. But it's good to see this referee keeping his cards in his pocket.
Okay, now another free kick, this time to Forest Green Rovers. Will it be Odin Bailey or Aaron Collins? Free kick's been taken, but the ball does not go in. It's way out. To me, that looked like a poorly planned free kick. What do you make?
Yes, it's Odin Bailey who actually takes it. Collins ran away from the ball. Bailey played in, trying to pick out Davison, who was running through the centre but couldn't find him. And then poor free kick, as you say, Nicholas.
Yeah, absolutely. And another throw-in, this time to Forest Green, headed by Davison. Now Cargill. But the ball has gone out again for a throw-in. I think it's actually gone more out of the field than stayed in throughout this game. But anyway, Mark Cooper making some notes, no doubt thinking about whether he'll need to bring on a substitute for the second half. Jones with the throw-in for Bolton. Taylor Moore now for Forest Green. Aaron Collins. Back pass almost heading for Davison, but caught by Gilks. Baptiste. Now Afolayan. Afolayan brought down again. And that looks bad. David Rock goes over to have a look. You were going to say something, Russ.
Yeah, he does look back at it. Well, I was going to say, I think David Rock could end up going to his bookie and get the cards out for the first time this afternoon, but it doesn't look like he is now. He's just like he's going to talk to the captain, Chris Stokes.
It was
and
actually Whitehouse. It was actually Whitehouse who brought him down. Sorry to interrupt there, Russ, but
yeah, it looks like he's talking to Whitehouse and Fitch, the captain, over Stokes as well, to say to Whitehouse that and tell Stokes to tell him that's your last chance anymore, and the cards will be coming out, and the yellow card will be issued. So I think that's the last chance for Whitehouse to make a challenge like that before he gets away, goes into the book.
Yeah, that looked like a strain on Affolion's leg. But he's back up. But he's back up again now, which is good. David Rock looking at him just to see if he's okay. And it looks as if play will be able to continue. Let's have a look at this again from another angle. He actually got his legs in. Whitehouse actually got his legs in between Affolion, so it was almost like it almost looked like he scissored him. But would that be a fair enough assumption?
Yes, it would, Nicholas. Fair enough assumption. Whitehouse were trying to say to David Rock that he got the ball on him. I was just thinking to myself, which kind of ball did he mean he got?
Yeah, yes, good joke there. But Bolton still in play. They took the free kick just now, but Thomas caught the ball there. Now back to Santos, but now looks like a Forest Green Rovers player has gone down. Couldn't see who it was. It's actually Collins, but the good news is he's fine. He's getting up. Mark Cooper really can't afford to lose any more forwards now.
No, you're right, Nicholas. You can't afford to lose any more forwards there. It did look like Collins was limping a little bit. He seems to be running okay now, but after the challenge, like he was limping for a little bit, but he seems to be doing okay now, though.
That's good. But that's good. Bolton still have the ball at the moment. Coming up to 52 minutes, still Forest Green 0, Bolton 1. And Davison now with the ball, but intercepted by Santos. Bit of physical altercation going on between these two, but Delfonso now with the ball. Thomason. Now back to Affolion. Affolion with the ball for Bolton. Headed away by one of the FGR defenders. Now Josh Davison. Davison with the ball for Forest Green. Now back to Cargill. And Kieran Lee brought down. Ref says play on. Davison. Bailey. Odin Bailey crosses the ball to Kane Wilson. Wilson, what can he do? The answer is lose the ball to Affolion. Affolion still holds on. Now Baptiste. Williams to Thomason. Baptiste. The Bolton defence just won't let the ball go. But that was almost a risky move, and Collins looked like he almost had it. Now Bailey. Cargill crosses to Davison. Davison cut out by Santos. The Bolton defence must be solid as a rock today. But Davison looks like he's out of breath, needs a drink, but I think he's probably just composing himself. And it looks like Jake Young will be coming on as a substitute. But we shall have further confirmation on this as and when we get it. And Jordan Moore-Taylor brought down by Owen Doyle. Doesn't look like it's worthy. Doesn't look like it's worthy of a foul to me. And meantime, Young is getting ready to come onto the pitch. Forest Green have had 10 goals by subs, the most this season. Afolayan now intercepted by the FGR midfield. More Taylor, almost taken away by Kieran Lee. FGR still in possession. Davison, but the ball has gone out, and it looks like it will be a goal kick. No, sorry, it's a corner, and it is in fact a corner to Forest Green in the 55th minutes. Can they pull something out of the bag? Will it be third time lucky for them? They still cannot do a thing with a defence like Bolton Wanderers around, but it's still not over yet. Ball cleared to Whitehouse, almost taken away by Doyle. Williams now, and player's been stopped for some kind of infringement.
Yes, it looked as though as Whitehouse trying to knock the ball back forward for Forest Green there. It looked like he was caught by Thomason. We'll see it here now. And as he hits it forward, Thomason comes in and catches him just as Bolton trying to tag down their left, but good spot from the referee that.
Cargill to Bailey. Forest Green are still trying to break through into goal. Despite the Bolton defence keeping hold of the ball and preventing them from scoring, they just will not give up. And it looks like Odin Bailey will be coming off for Jake Young. Jake Young, who played Sunday League football for Shelley Juniors and actually joined the academy at non-league Guiseley and was a regular under-23 player at Sheffield United. Throwing again to Bolton. No, sorry, Forest Green. It's Bailey Cargill this time. Will he throw the ball to Jake Young? Mark Cooper issuing instructions from the bench as usual. Headed by Allen. It's Collins, now Young. Jake Young. But intercepted by the Bolton defenders. Taylor Moore, that was Taylor. Cargill almost attacking D'Alfonso or trying to get the ball off him. As things stand in the other game, still carrying on. Salford and Exeter are still 0-0. Thomason. Bernard. Back to Lewis Thomas, who sends the ball forward and straight through to Davison. He just will not go away. Being very persistent. Now Whitehouse back to Davison. Will he look for someone like Young, but cut out by the Bolton defenders? Back to Wilson now. Bernard. Looks like Jake Young now. This is Aaron Collins, who sends it over the net. I think he was actually brought down before he was looking to score.
I think, Nicholas, if you just look here again, good bit of play down the right-hand side from Forest Green, into Bernard, into Collins. He just slips at the vital moment, just as he's about to shoot. You watch it from this angle here. He's just about to shoot and he slips, which makes him fire over the bar. I just want to say good afternoon to Barry Swain. He's says good work, guys. Thank you very much to you, Barry, as well. It's great commentary, guys, as well, coming through. Ethan Animal Places. Hello, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to Desert 6 as well.
Yeah, afternoon, lads. Hope you're enjoying the match, which is still being led by Bolton Wanderers, 1-0 as we approach the hour mark. 59 minutes gone. Williams. Lee Thomason. Now Afolayan, but he's in trouble again from the Forest Green defence, and he's been brought down for a second time. Afolayan arguing with Rock to see what the Afolayan arguing with Rock. It looked like he got a push from somebody, and indeed it was. It was an elbow from Chris Stokes.
But what he's moaning about there, Nicholas, I've just seen on the replay, the referee gave a free kick to Forest Green.
Yes, that is what they were all moaning about. But the referee's decision is final, of course. You can't overrule it. We now reach 60 minutes. Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. Ian Abbott must be really pleased with how things are going right now. It's gone out for a throw-in again. This time it will be Declan John who will take the throw for Bolton, which he does to Afolayan, but intercepted by Kane Wilson. Wilson holds on, but FGR and Bolton still vying for the ball. And it's gone out for another throw-in, this time to Dominic Bernard. Bernard throws to Whitehouse. But Bolton back in possession. It looked like Afolayan. Kieran Lee almost had it. Caught by Lewis Thomas, who sends the ball forward. Almost went off John there. Now Josh Davison. But the Bolton defence are still solid as a rock. And the ball has gone out for a throw, and it looked like Cargill almost had it. But Forest Green really need to pull something out of the bag before things become desperate. Bolton haven't made any substitutes yet. Do you think they should anytime soon?
The man want to, I would say, probably the next 3 minutes or so they may make changes, but they're probably looking at who to fetch off and who to fetch in and how they can have an impact on this game, try and see the game out.
Well, if they are trying to see the game out without any substitutions, that's very brave of them. But Forest Green Rovers still have control of the ball right now. Davison almost had it, but it's gone out. And it looks like it will be Ricardo Santos to take the throw. But that is not the case at all. I do apologise. It will be Gethin Jones. Jones throws to Doyle. Delfonso now. Nathan Delfonso. Can he look for a cross to a can he look forward across to a teammate? Cleared away by the FGR defence. Baptiste now. But John pulling on Kane Wilson, and it looked like Wilson retaliated by giving a bit of a shove in return. George Thomason now for Bolton. Cleared away by Julks, who passes straight to Santos, but FGR managed to send the ball out again for a throw-in. Throw into Bolton again. Headed by Doyle, but caught by one of the FGR midfielders. Now here's Jones, but out for another throw. "64 minutes in, Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. It looked like one of the other FGR players was looking to be substituted, but we'll find out who it is in a moment if he comes on. Now Aaron Collins, and the ball has gone out yet again. Bailey Cargill with the throw in again for Forest Green. He throws the ball into the penalty area, but cleared away by the Bolton defence. No, almost intercepted by FGR, but the Bolton defence still holds on. Jordan Moore-Taylor. Stokes. Stokes crosses to Davison, who sends the ball out again for a throw. And it is confirmed that Allen will go off for number 22, Udoka Godwin Malife. And Godwin Malife will in fact take the throw, which he does. Godwin Malife. Cargill. No, Stokes, sorry. Jordan Moore-Taylor. Bolton back in possession. This time Delfonso. Delfonso looks for Lee, but the ball is taken by Moore-Taylor, headed by Young. And again, although brings down George Thomas in the process, gets up, but Thomason is back on his feet. Collins now. But he is intercepted by a couple of the Bolton midfielders. Forest Green just can't seem to break through. And is up for a throw-in again, this time for Gethin Jones. And out again when Cargill almost had it. Straight back to Gethin Jones. Jones with the throw. Kieran Lee almost took it away for Bolton, but Josh Davison now. And cleared away by Matt Gilks, who sensed danger. But FGR aren't done yet. Williams. Look like Delfonso back to Williams again. And Owen Doyle. But FGR still holding on to the ball. This is Aaron Collins. And Wilson almost went for it, but Baptiste brought him down. Referee says play on. Bolton pass to Delfonso. Santos. Back to Gilks. And Baptiste almost had it, but slips up, but he's got it now. Godwin Malife for FGR. Oh, almost falls into the stands, which he does. Now, will he be able to recover from that? Yes, he will. But that must have been quite embarrassing for the number 22 FGR player.
Yes, it must have been embarrassing there, Nicholas, as you say. It must have been a bit embarrassing for Godwin Malife there to fall into the stands there. Just a quick update on the Salford game as well. Salford are still 0-0 with Exeter at this moment in time. But in the FA Women's Super League, Manchester United women are 2-0 up against West Ham. Lauren James and Kristen Press with the goals. Lauren Vetelerin was sent off for West Ham as well. It's Man United 2, West Ham United 0 in the Women's Super League.
Thanks very much for that update, Russ. But it's Afolayan still in possession for Bolton Wanderers, but he's brought down, but no penalty as it was outside the area. And the ball once again goes out for a throw-in. Afolayan angry about something.
I think it's about this decision. I'm just watching it again. He's inside the area when he goes down, but I've seen them given in the Premier League, especially with VAR. If I just watch this again, arm in the back there as he's trying to get through. So I can see why he's been annoyed there, but for me, I want to forgive that if I was the referee today.
Yeah, but we still got to give credit to David Rott for not giving out any cards. I believe this will be the first game he won't give out any if play carries on like this. But so the ball has gone out for a throw in. Both teams neither willing to give each other an inch. Still as we approach 70 minutes, Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. And FGR cleared a ball cleared by Cargill, but it's now caught by Whitehouse, intercepted by Williams, who now has the ball, but it's gone out for another throw. Cargill, quick to act, heads for Davison. Davison now with the ball for FGR. Now back to Whitehouse. Cargill now to Bernard. Collins, Wilson, and Godwin Malife. Godwin Malife was looking to send it to Jake Young or somebody, but it's gone out for a throw, which he takes with ease. Still held by the FGR midfielders, but Bolton are still not willing to give way. They're still proving to be a very solid defence, aren't they, Bolton?
They are, Nicholas. Yes, they seem to be playing well defensively, Bolton, today. They seem to be doing a good job defensively. But as you can see, if you can't see on the ball, if you look at D'Alfonso's movement when Bolton haven't got the ball, it seems to be closing down quite well and telling his other midfielders like Kieran Lee and Doyle to get pushed up and closed down for a screen. Always without possession, seem to be causing quite a few problems trying to get
Resolve is being
into
tested to the limit
space.
now. Resolve is being tested to the limit now. Sorry, Russ, but it looked as if Elliot Whitehouse would cross to one of the forward players, and in the last 10 minutes possession, FGR are up by 20% over Bolton.
Yes, just before this corner taken, just a big shout out to a friend of mine, John Stuttard, aka JB. He's putting the chat. Good commentary, lads. Doing yourself proud. So thank you very much, JB, for that.
Thanks, JB, but a corner was intercepted by Matt Gilks. Bolton back in possession now, but it's been sent out for another FGR throw-in. Chris Stokes looking for the ball. But as I described in the first half, he is very, very experienced in the EFL and has promoted clubs and won the EFL trophy before. Now goal kick to Bolton again. Cleared forward by Matt Gilks. But almost caught by Cargill, but the ball's gone out for a throw in. Cargill throws it back. And Josh Davison has been brought down, but the referee waves any protestations aside. D'Alfonso. Now back to D'Alfonso again. Jones, Williams, Santos, and back to Gilks. Headed by Williams. Afolayan, and it's gone out for a throw-in to FGR. Godwin Malife, but looked like Wilson was brought down momentarily. He looked like he was stunned for a minute, but back up on his feet again. Bailey Cargill for FGR. Still 1-0 to Bolton at the Innocent New Lawn. Whitehouse now for FGR. What can he do? He's trying to look for someone to cross it to, but he's now passed to Cargill. Lee and Alfonso ganging up on him, but it's Lee who's looking like to cut him off. Dominic Bernard now. Kane Wilson. Godwin Malife back to Wilson. And the ball has gone out for a throw-in again. This time to Bolton Wanderers. Ian Evatt, you can just see the smile on his face. He must be, he's really pleased with how the game is going for him and his side. Mark Cooper issuing instructions from the touchline as usual. But the ball's gone out for another throw, this time to Bolton. Sorry, Forest Green, beg your pardon. Godwin Malife to take the throw in, which he does. And Wilson going for the ball, but slaps Afolayan on the shoulder with his arm. Looked like Collins almost had it, but the ball has gone out for another throw. And David Rock is reaching into his pocket for a yellow card. Who is he going to book? It is Collins. It's Collins for the booking.
Yes, and what happened where, Nicholas, if you just see it from the throw-in, he gets the ball, he loses it to Afolayan, and then he just, as he's lost the ball to Afolayan, he kicks him, and he goes down with, looking at that, don't really catch, he puts his leg out to block him from clearing the ball down. Seems to have just caught him a little bit, but no, given that Eastgrove, I can see he's getting ready to come on for Bolton. Another man coming on as well in a moment.
Yes, and that was actually Aaron Collins' fourth yellow card this season. If he accrues any more, he will be suspended.
Nicholas, the 5 yellow card suspension rule is over now. You need to have 10 bookings for a suspension at this point in the season, Mayor.
Oh, I didn't realise. Sorry. Anyway, Cargill was given the ball back by Young. Cross now to Young again, but Jones wrestles the ball from him. Now Jones again. Owen Doyle back to Kieran Lee. Doyle on Bernard. Afolayan was looking to take the ball, but Thomas was too quick for him. Godwin Malife.
Nicholas, while the ball's just stopped for a minute and just having him in the middle of the path for a screen, there's been a goal in the Exeter City game. Exeter City 1, Salford City 0, Matt J on 34 minutes. Manchester United win have beaten West Ham United by 2-0 in the FA Women's Super League.
Okay, thanks for that. Bailey Cargill to take the throw in again. And with 13 minutes and with almost 12 minutes left on the clock, and it looks as if Lloyd Isgrove will come on for Bolton, as will Arthur Genoa. On goes Lloyd Isgrove, who was benched by George Thomason from last week's match against Walsall. On he comes. He was acting captain in last week's match against Walsall, anyway, Arthur Genoa will come on as well, which he does, and FGR almost looking to send the ball into the side netting. It was
the 2 players that went off there, Nicholas, was Afolayan. He was one of the ones that went off, and D'Alfonso went off as well, who seems to... And both players, let me point out, have done brilliantly today for Bolton. I think they're just resting them for the Easter running where they've got 2 games, Good Friday and then Easter Monday. So I think they're resting them up for one of those 2 matches, or to be involved in both of those.
Okay, thanks for pointing out what I missed. But we really, but like you say, they should really get some credit for their performances today. Lewis Thomas for FGR, back to Bailey Cargill. No, sorry, More Taylor. Alan Williams. Bolton send the ball out again for a throw back to Cargill. He's really become the throwing specialist for the match, hasn't he? And Dale Vince, the Forest Green chairman, is present today. He's done wonders for the club ever since he bought it all those years ago. And he's also promoting environmental awareness and the sustainability associated with the club. Bolton back in possession again for Owen Doyle. But play has been stopped momentarily. Vincent looks on. Now Bailey Cargill. Cargill passes to one of the defenders. No, sorry, More Taylor. Back to Thomas. And here's Chris Stokes, the captain. To Kane Wilson. Kane Wilson now for Forest Green Rovers. Back to Stokes. Now Williams for Bolton. Lee. Now Jones. Lee again. And Lloyd Isgrove almost caught it, but it went up for a throw-in, which has been taken easily by Jordan Moore Taylor. Mark Cooper probably won't be too happy with the result at the end. Owen Doyle now. Kane Wilson. And Wilson looks like Wilson almost slipped up, but play still goes on. Crosses to Godwin Malife. Collins. Bernard. Dominic Bernard for Forest Green. Kane Wilson now. Godwin Malife. Back to Wilson. But hands went up from the Bolton players, but the ref says nothing doing. Jordan Moore Taylor. Elliot Whitehouse. Bailey Cargill. And it's gone out for a throw-in to Bolton. Almost 7 minutes left to go at the Innocent New Lawn Stadium. Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. It looks to me now like Sean Miller will come on as a substitute in the dying minutes of the game. Back to Lewis Thomas, the goalkeeper. Despite his lapse in concentration in the first half, he's still able to keep the ball out. But a Bolton player has gone down as I speak. It was Alex Baptiste. Couldn't quite see who went straight into him, but Matt Gilks has the ball. Guess he's looking forward to it. Guess he's looking to see who he can pass it to. Almost caught by Jake Young, almost intercepted by Jake Young, but still Bolton in possession. And it looks like one of their midfielders has gone down, but there seems to be a problem with Josh Davison as well. He's holding his arm. Couldn't quite see I don't know what's caused it. But Owen Doyle hands over the captain's badge But this was the goal he scored early. It looks like he will be substituted. What a wonderful right footer, as you so put it, Russ.
Yes, a fantastic goal from Owendale. It took it well. And Sean Miller's come on for him. I was just about to say, when you said Sean Miller were coming on, I was just thinking to myself, wonder who could come off. So I had a lot position Miller plays, and he's a striker. Andrew Tutter's just come on for George Thomason as well, and George Thomason's done fantastically well today.
He certainly has. Bolton still in possession. Forest Green Rovers now have the ball. Gone straight back to Lewis Thomas. Now Jordan Moore-Taylor. Back to Thomas. Moore-Taylor again. What can he do? He's passed to Whitehouse, but Williams was almost all over him there. Cargill, by the looks of, and current unbeaten runs. Bolton will make it 13 if things stay as they are. Only 2 ahead of Blackpool, Chelsea, and Norwich, who are all on 10.
Yes, and Norwich seem to be doing well so far in the Championship, and if Bolton can have got along more unbeaten run than them, he must be some going, because Norwich are on fire at the moment in the Championship, and from what I've seen today, Bolton have done well defensively, took the chance well, have had a few more chances, but took that chance well. Bolton will be moving on to their 18th win of the campaign, with Forest Green heading closer to their 9th defeat.
Yes, and Bolton in possession still. But Godwin Malife intercepted the ball for FGR, which has gone out for another throw-in. Kieran Lee trying to see where he can position himself. Godwin Malife with the ball again. Godwin Malife with the ball for the throw. Throws it out to Collins. Collins has it, but is brought down. He was fouled by a Bolton midfielder. Couldn't see who it was, but nothing doing in terms of punishments. Declan John, MJ Williams, all looking for it, all looking to get the ball off FGR. But Jake Young had it, but it was nicked away by the FGR midfielders. And Lloyd Isgrove almost had it, but was brought down. FGR still in possession with 3 minutes to go. Jake Young, they need to pull something out of the bag with time ticking away. Wilson almost had it, but he had an altercation and a foul with somebody. Couldn't see who it was, but who came off worse? Just take a look at this from another angle. It was back. Just take a look at this from another angle. Young almost had. Wilson was fouled by Williams by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looked like it was Wilson who was fouled there, but nothing, given only a corner.
Given only a corner, which didn't pay off. 2 minutes left.
Yes, and I've been thinking about man of the match, and I'm going to announce who I'm going to give it to in a moment, and then Mike can give me, and then Matt can ask me why I've chosen this one. But my man of the match today has gone to a Bolton player. They've defended well today. A lot of people may think I'll give it to a striker and Owen Doyle for the getting the goal, Nicholas. But for me, I'm gonna say how it is now, but then explain the reasoning after the game. But for me, it's Alex Baptiste who has got my man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services.
Fair enough choice. Almost a minute left in terms of normal time. Don't forget, there may also be additional time added on. Aaron Collins with the free kick for Forest Green. They need to make this count now. Collins takes the free kick, but the Bolton defenders are quick to intercept. And a player went down in the process. Couldn't see who it was, but once again, Bolton's strength just held on. From another angle, it was actually Alex Baptiste who went down, but he's still going. Headed by Godwin Malife. Genoa now. But another free kick this time to another free kick to FGR. David Rock placing the ball where he wants it. I should say where Rocks wants it. So we're now into the 90th minute of normal time. Will there be any additional minutes? Dale Vince looks on. Kicked by Collins, but Gilks has the ball. He's been on form today. Additional time of 4 minutes has been added onto the clock.
Yes, and that was a great claim from Matt Jokes. They're under pressure from the Forest Green attack. Players up from the back, the defenders up from the back, and the midfielders in there as well. We had a last free kick. We did well there to come out, claim the ball, and he's done well today, Jokes. But he's not had much trouble when he has. He's made some fantastic saves today, Jokes.
He certainly has indeed. Bolton back in possession of the ball. Genoa now. Fouled by Wilson. Wilson protests at the referee, but no card given. And it's a free kick to Bolton. And it looks to be, I think it might have been Andrew Tutt who took the free kick. But whatever happened, it didn't work and the ball went out. But play is still not over yet. And as things stand right now, Bolton will move up to 3rd in the table, only a point ahead of Forest Green and into the automatic promotion places. But other results might affect that later with clubs like Tranmere Rovers playing.
Yeah, Exeter City are currently 1-0 up at half time against Salford in League 2 as well, by the way, guys.
Exeter City need big points from this. They're 4 points down on Newport currently. But ball caught by Lewis Thomas. Almost a minute and a half left of the additional stoppage time. Kane Wilson brought down this time by MJ Williams. First time all match that Ian Evans has worn a frown, but deep down he must be really pleased with how his players are performing during the match. He did say in a pre-match interview that they were full of confidence. Free kick taken by Forest Green, kept out by the Bolton defence, but it's not over yet. Looked like Collins or Young had the ball, but now here's Arthur Genoa for Bolton. Genoa now holding the ball really well. But Wilson catches the ball again. No, he doesn't. It's Sean Miller. Sean Miller for Bolton. Sean Miller crosses it to Lee, but cleared away. But the ball's still skirting around the Forest Green penalty area. Kieran Lee now catches it, but it's gone up for a throw-in, but it was thrown back by Godwin Malife. Thomas, straight back to one of the Forest Green defenders, who clears it forward to Williams by the looks of it, and the whistle has gone. The final whistle has been blown. It is the end of the match. And that was a much needed win for Bolton Wanderers, for them to move up to third place in the automatic promotions table. But will they stay there? Forest Green have lost their 9th match at home this season. They'll need more. They'll need bigger points in order to stay in the. They'll need more bigger points in the next few matches to stay in with a chance of automatic promotion for the rest of the season. And that injury to Jamil Matt will do them no favours whatsoever. Final score at the innocent New Lawn Stadium: Forest Green Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1.
Are you there, man? We can't seem to hear you, mate. Just this for a second. You seem to not be there at the moment, Matt. If you want to just can't seem to hear you at this moment in time, mate. Just a second. I just want to say, fantastic performance from Bolton today defensively, and they did absolutely fantastic today. We'll try and get Matt back in a second to round out the programme. Not sure why we couldn't hear him for a second there. But I'm just watching the goal again. Fantastic goal from Owen Doyle. Did that fantastically well there.
Well, I do apologise for that. We
Now got
did
that
just
back.
seem to have a few technical glitches there, so apologies for that. So yeah, Bolton 1-0 here at the innocent New Lawn. Owen Doyle's 16th goal of the season, the difference in the game. The other game going on in League Two from St James's Park, Exeter leads Salford by a goal to nil. Gary Bowyer's first 45 minutes as Salford boss is not going to plan, as Matt Jay scored the opening goal of that game. Russ, you named on commentary your man of the match as Alex Baptiste. What was the reason
I did.
for it?
Well, I just thought today defensively I had the back Baptiste alongside Santos. Did very well today. Baptiste led the defence to the back. Yes, he's not the captain for Bolton, but he led the captain's performance at the back, and I think he performed well there. A lot of players, a lot of people probably didn't notice he was off the ball when out of possession. He was shouting a lot, telling the players to keep the shape of the back, and not to get too further forward and not too further back. So I think he did well today in that situation.
So Alex Baptiste is the man of the match this afternoon, sponsored by Commentary Services. Based on the game you saw today, Nicholas, I mean, second half, Bolton, you've got to give credit to them. They defended admirably. I don't even recollect the goalkeeper, Matt Gilks, having to really sort of make a save. It was a perfect sort of away performance, you would imagine, wouldn't you? First half, got the only goal of the game. Second half, sat on it and defended admirably. So the game management and the tactical plan from the players and Ian Evatt was absolutely spot on today, wasn't it?
Was. Yes, it certainly was. As I mentioned in commentary, Ian Evatt's pre-match interview included him saying that the team was full of confidence. They certainly showed it today.
They certainly did show it today. That is for sure. So they have gone into the top three of this division. Moving forward, Russ, from Forest Green's point of view, it's a massive game that they've lost, but they are certainly by no means out of it. Where do you see them going forward now in League Two? Do you think that they can break through into the top three, or do you think that maybe they probably don't have quite enough to go up automatically? And do you think they'll have to settle for a place in the playoffs?
Well, for me, Matt, it all depends on if Jamil Matt is going to be fit and available for the winning. We don't, obviously, at this stage, we don't know the extent of his injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out for either. But I think if he can come back fairly quickly after, say, maybe miss the Good Friday game and Easter Monday match against Bradford and Salford, respectively, and then come back for the game against Walsall on the 10th of April, then maybe he could have a big part to running. But if he's out longer than that and further down the line and says he could be out, say, until the final few games of the season, the last 3 games, it may be a bit too late for them. Because I think they struggled today with our Matt since Matt went off, and they never really got any creativity up there. With Jamil Matt, is big, tall, strong, can hold the ball well. And Davison tried that a couple of times, but it didn't really come off for him or for Forest Green today. So I think they could struggle without him. And if he's not back fairly quickly, then I think we could end up struggling and maybe not. And I reckon they will miss out on the top half of the top 3. I can see them probably finishing in the playoffs without Jamil Matt, and then if he's back for the playoffs, who knows? And obviously, playoffs is a lottery anyway, so it depends when Jamil Matt comes back. If he comes back sooner, we could have a chance to try and get into that top 3 in League Two and automatic promotion. But otherwise, I think that may have to settle for a playoff place.
Well, of course, everyone connected at Forest Green to the club will be hoping that the injury sustained to Jamil Matt very early on in today's game is not as serious as first feared. Of course, he did go off on a stretcher in this afternoon's game. And, of course, we do wish him well if it is a very bad injury. But, of course, you'll have to hear what Mark Cooper has to say and what will be done during the week, of course, on Jamil Matt to find out the extent of the injury. Nicholas, what you saw from Bolton this afternoon, is this a team that's ready for League One, or do you still think it's anybody's up for grabs? Because, I mean, you know, you got Tranmere, who could go back into third should they beat Mansfield at Prenton Park, which, of course, kicks off at 3 o'clock. Obviously, Forest Green aren't completely out of it. You've got Bolton still in there. Morecambe are right in there on 59 points. So it is very, very close to call. But do you think that it's Bolton's to lose from now to the end of the season?
It's going to be very close between third and all the other clubs, all the way down to 7th place with Newport County. Although my feeling is they probably won't be in the top 3 much longer, because I think Tranmere, being a pretty informed side in League Two, might well overtake them.
Well, that's very, very interesting to see. Of course, it would be quite a sight, wouldn't it, if Keith Hill, manager of Tranmere, could take Tranmere automatically up back into League One and deny Bolton a place back in the third tier. Of course, he managed Bolton last season and did take them down before he was let go in favour of Ian Everett. Remember, you can follow us on our social media pages. Simply follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1 is our Twitter handle. Or if you don't have a Twitter account, you can simply find us on Facebook. Simply go to facebook.com/FootcomLive to find us on that particular platform. The coverage doesn't stop. We bring you international football tomorrow. The second group match from England's under-21s. They entertain Portugal, a very talented Portugal side. They, of course, won their opening game 1-0 against Croatia. England are looking to get back to winning ways, of course. It's a game that has so much implications for both sides going into that game tomorrow. That's from the match in Ljubljana, the Slovenian capital. Join me for that from 7:45 with kickoff at 8 o'clock, because Eddie Bufroyd's men look to get a win to continue in the tournament going into the final round of matches, which will be coming on the following Wednesday. League One and League Two takes centre stage. We'll just go through the League One games this afternoon. Hull face Gillingham at the KCOM. Blackpool, 10 unbeaten, take on Plymouth. Wigan face Ipswich as Paul Cook heads back to the DW Stadium for the first time since leaving in July. MK Dons take on Doncaster. Peterborough are up against Accrington Stanley. Wimbledon will be facing Northampton, a crucial relegation clash as 23rd place Wimbledon, who've drawn a lot of games recently, take on John Brady's Northampton. Bristol Rovers entertain Sunderland, and Shrewsbury take on Portsmouth as Danny Cowley looks to win his second match in charge to follow on his win last Saturday against Ipswich. In League Two already, Forest Green Rovers and Bolton finished 1-0 at the Innocent New Lawn, courtesy of Owen Doyle's 16th minute strike. Exeter and Salford is 1-0 to Exeter. Matt Jay with the only goal in that game so far, with a few minutes of the second half played. As a clash at the top of the table, Morecambe face Cheltenham. Crawley entertain Port Vale. Stevenage going well at the moment under Alex Ravel, take on Barrow. Orient are up against Oldham, and Carlisle take on Cambridge. Grimsby are up against Walsall at Blundell Park. Grimsby rock bottom of the Football League. They need real hope to survive. They are 7 points from safety, with Barrow having 3 games in hand. And Harrogate entertain Southend. Tranmere, Mansfield, and Colchester take on Bradford. So, thanks will go out to our 2 commentators, Russ, Vernon, and Nicholas Jones, for providing coverage of this afternoon's game from the Innocent New Lawn. So, Bolton Wanderers, the most formed side in the country going into today's match, have been able to continue it by making it 13 matches unbeaten, and they're going to take some stopping as the Trotters are marching up the League Two table. Thank you for tuning in to Football Commentary Live, the home of alternative commentary, and we'll be back tomorrow from 7:45 as the England under-21s face Portugal under-21s in the European Championships from Slovenia. Goodbye for now.